Hello, welcome back to Podcast Shorts, Series 3, Episode 8. As per usual, we continue the series of bilinguality, and as promised, we have two special guests today. May you please introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I am Glezel and Monta and I am with...
Hi, I'm Nezia Lim.
Now, today, we'll be covering the topic of yesterday's teaser. We managed to get in touch with these lovely people to give us their view regarding Singlish. That's right, Singaporean English. Within the video we presented them last podcast. Now, starting off, how do the speakers in the video demonstrate their attitude towards the English language?
Well, in terms of the attitude of Singaporean toward the English language, it might be depends on people of how aware they are or think how different their accent might be. And I think that's what makes it unique to other countries. One thing that I'm certain about is how proud they are and love their country, just like how much we love our hometown country.
Yeah, they have a peculiar attitude to say the least. It isn't their first language, but, they speak the language quite well. Aside from the fact that they have some few quirks, what was the word? It was vernacular, yeah. They seem to have unique ways of portraying that area.
That's very true. Now, next one. What factors seem to influence the way the individuals in the video use English?
When I was there having a vacation, I just heard that their former president is one of the reasons why they speak English. Because their Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew established the English Language Institute in Singapore that became the city medium for global business while upholding each ethnic community language that they already adopted and that they got it in their forefather that eventually passed on from generation to generation. Along the way, it played a role in Singapore's status as a global economic powerhouse and a crossroads of international trade, as well as a popular destination for international students, particularly those from other Southeast Asian countries wanting to learn English and Mandarin.
What a quiet story you have there, Miss Nisha. Anyways, there wasn't that much mentioned, honestly. Aside from intercultural factors, there were also some people in the video talking about having to speak both languages in mix, so they tend to lean towards the idea of having a strong accent while speaking the language. They also mentioned that thing about how they keep reusing words. It's the can thingy.
Very observant, to say the least. How did the participants' behavior, the confidence, did they show any hesitations or their body language, reflect their comfort level with English?
Just what I observed and noticed in the video, I can say that mostly elders is quite have that confidence that they really embrace and proud their accent, while mostly those young Singaporean that feel ashamed because other people or their friends is making fun of their accent that is different from their accent.
They seem very fond of English though. They seem more sentimental about the idea than anything else. I mean, there were some participants that felt the need to tone down a little. Yeah, you get what I mean. When they get observed by some Westerners through interculturally, they seem comfy speaking the language.
Really helps with the fact that their country is a tourist attraction, right?
Yeah, right.
Now, coming from the video, what challenges or, advantages do the speakers associate with speaking English?
Well, one of the advantage is that you can actually speak in English, that you can talk with other people or foreigner. But the thing here is that it's the way how they speak or their accent, because they tend to speak fast that you cannot understand it. So they need to speak very slowly and initiate it carefully.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, their country is a tourist attraction, so that puts a lot of emphasis towards their capabilities of speaking English. It's also mentioned that majority of them loves traveling, so that helps when they go to different countries.
But don't you think there's challenges to that?
Definitely, in terms of their way of speaking the language. Again, they tend to use words that most Americans wouldn't use as a slang.
Good point. Now, on to our next and final question. Based on the video, what conclusion can you draw about how English proficiency impacts an individual's self-perception and interaction with others?
I rarely have anything to say about it, honestly. It does matter heavily on globalized setting, Being able to speak the language does help with breaking the ice between foreign individuals, but aside from that, it's all preference.
It has actually a huge impact on their self-image, on how they really think or feel about themselves. It might be a positive or a negative one. It's up to you on how you think or what kind of mindset you have. But for me, it's not all about the English proficiency. It's about how dedicated and understanding you are. That even you're in a certain situation that you're talking to someone that you cannot even understand, but you still have that kind of patience, hope, and still try to understand. It's already enough for me to interact with other people with their different ethnicity.
As she said, there aren't that much we could draw from it. It's a matter of recognizing other countries that have the same problems as well. There's uniqueness to the entire concept of accents, and ideally, most Southeast Asian countries apply the same mix of their own language in contrast with English.
Now that heavily sums up the entire point of the video single-handedly. You all had such wonderful opinions regarding the topic, and I appreciate both of you being guests. Are there anything you want to suggest for our next episodes of Podcast Shorts?
No, not at all, not that much.
Great! Again, thank you for listening to Podcast Shorts. Next episode will tie us down to Chinese English. Links in our bio for the next topic, and we'll see you once again.